Owner has the dash at the end of his name. He's the long one.
Yeah.
Oh. Live on stream. What the heck?
Oh, we are
Okay.
live on stream, everyone. Hello.
They're
Welcome to the
started.
stream.
They're picking a race now. Okay. Amazing.
They've started. Yeah, so we should probably transition to the actual match if that's possible.
We are selecting a race.
Really quick introduction. It's me and Kevin casting. Kevin's back for another season of casting, so get excited. This is Japan versus Canada, and we're starting already with Mount Wario with Japan in first.
This is the start of the bracket, right? This isn't the play-in match. We're playing.
Wait, I think isn't this a group stage match?
I have no clue. I think this, because I did see the bracket. I think someone's playing in to play either the United States or what is it, France?
Yeah, it's group. It's group. This is a group stage match. This is one of
Still
the
in
final
group.
ones.
Is this to see who gets out of B?
I'm not sure. I know Japan's by far and first in their group. I think Canada might be second.
Assume that we can assume that Japan has a fair lead in the third or the second group. Yes.
Yeah, and I think Japan was one of the first teams in the World Cup to break 700 points against a team, which is very impressive. And actually, Page, I think is how you pronounce it, scored.
I saw a video of that.
Yeah, he scored 180 points versus Luxembourg, which is really impressive. And I think he's playing in today's lineup, if I'm correct. So
That's
maybe we'll see another showing from him. Yeah, but anyways, looking at the match, I thought that Kusan was going to be doomed after that first turn, getting bumped, to the side, but he was able to somehow get back in first pretty easily. Canada seems to be very far in the back, so I'm not sure if someone's DC'd or if they just got wrecked back there. But Kusan getting lucky with the sound horn.
A disconnection, yeah. I'll make the assumption I've seen a lot of Waluigi usage from. That's their go-to man.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, there's been 4 disconnections already.
Wait, do we know who the host was? I think it was Kusan, wasn't it? Kusan was the host, so maybe he's having some connection issues here.
Warrant, I don't know if they're gonna restart the match. I don't know what the policy on that in this game is, since you can easily rejoin.
I think there's.
But it would be nice for us so we could catch up a little bit.
So he took a screenshot, so maybe it does count, and people are rejoining. But honestly, if too many people leave,
might be a rough race if there are 4 of Canada missing. That's kind of like a free go for. It's
right.
Plan is here. Yeah, so there should be the assumption the host is closing, but
it seems like they're just trucking on right now, and people are going to rejoin. But it seems like there's 1, 2, 3. There's 6 Japan, and there's only still missing 2 Canada players. So maybe the majority of people who DC'd were from Canada, which is a very bad disadvantage for them.
That was a top 5 race for Japan there, so off the bat, it's a 40-point swing if nothing. So I think we'll have a restart, folks. We can catch up here because kind of started out of nowhere.
What is that rule for DCs? Oh, I think he's restarting the room. Post restart.
A second to breathe here and
yeah, for sure.
Facing here. But yeah, okay. A matchup we have on our plate, because this is an infamous matchup. We've seen this a couple times in years past.
Yeah, do we remember what happened last year between Canada and Japan? I think Canada actually started out pretty well last year. I think they also played Mount Wario as their first race, and Canada got top 4 or something.
This used to be Canada's go-to. I think Japan ended up picking that from themselves. if 2016 counts as back at the day, this was like a GOAT matchup right here. Like Japan and Canada, because you had Tyler, and I don't think we had Sergeant Guy at that point. He was never like big on the online stuff, but running the pack, I can't remember like their strongest lineup from back then, but like, stacked pair of lineups when Japan and Canada would play. I mean Japan coming out on top usually, but but Canada has a new look this year, so this is going to be interesting. You don't
Yeah,
have a
we've
Tyler
got some
Sergeant Guy.
newer players. I feel like Twonk was on the come up in recent months. He's been a very strong player in the league, and he's been quite consistent. And then Mawile, he's very new. I think John, who's also a Canadian player, that's his friend in real life. And I think John was one of the people who helped him get into the competitive community, and now he's playing in Division 3 already, and he's averaging over 100 in Division 3.
It's good exposure. What the heck?
I know, it's like insane. It's pretty awesome. He's a
There are
very
people out
strong
there.
player. I think he's played a couple of the other World Cup matches for Canada already. So he's just one of those people who are just like naturally good at the game, I think.
Yeah, it says here he's played one match so far. They faced Catalonia and he dropped a respectable 88. I mean, he put in his work for the team.
Right. No.
Play, so I don't know what he puts on, like what kind of work he puts on behind the scenes, but I mean,
His
if
points have been
he's
quite
in a winning
consistent.
effort, then that's fun.
Right.
Let me check the lineup again. See who's returning for this matchup. A lot of him. We've seen a lot of him in years past. He's been here since the jet of Mario Kart 8 U. John, he's like, well, I guess he's a strong runner, one of their strongest links, just because he's had a lot of time with the team, like years end, especially.
Sure.
Bulls and Saiyan have been here a while.
T-Bulls and Saiyan are both very experienced players, and they both play for the same team, if I remember correctly, Arcadia. So they might have some chemistry there.
My children. Yes, I mean, how high level a matchup this is. I mean, everyone goes into a matchup against Team Japan, like their best play. We'll have to see how Mawile and Twonk and Felix, how this like team overall looks, because one setback for Canada in this match is just like which they've played together, because I've seen maybe 3 months worth of Japan just playing together in like scrims. Like they'll play in a room together, they'll set a team A and a team B, and they'll all just race each other, which is like idea to team chemistry. I'd be
Team
sick of the game by like 3 days, but like
and just I think their activity level sets them apart from any other team we've seen in the World Cup. I don't think Canada, in quite honest, like all honesty, is really as active as Team Japan. I think a lot of like some Canada players have like focused their attention to other video games and only play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for like competitive purposes. I think Team Japan still has that, motivation to just play for fun and get better and, play every day. So hopefully that doesn't cause Canada too much of a disadvantage going in.
I think Japan they want to play with their team, not saying other teams don't. It seems like, when the World Cup rolls around, like countries get their lineups together and they have a group of like the best players for each country. But often is the case that they don't play with each other that often, so it's like it's a concerted effort to, but sometimes that doesn't fall through, and some teams like fall early when they shouldn't because they just haven't played enough. So that's what we'll be seeing here in this between active and inactive. But
so I think
we're getting started again.
Yeah, and that first race doesn't start correct. I mean, doesn't count correct. If I
think so.
Yeah, I don't think it counts. So we're starting a new.
I don't think they'd restarted
fresh war. And I have to remember to add the race so we get the correct scores throughout the entire match. So
we got the squad here. We got Donut Plains.
That's interesting. Was this a Canada pick or Japan pick? I didn't see it in time. Japan. Huh. I
Really
wonder why
not
they
sure
picked this.
why
I think
one
this
would
can be
pick
quite a
that.
good running track because of the no item shortcut at the beginning.
Yeah,
But
I
I
have
think
no
it
idea how
also
to
could
do
be a
that.
good bagging track. Yeah, I'm not great at it, but I think everyone in Japan's lineup is quite happy doing it easily. So we'll probably see it here.
Assume that that's the strategy for the top of the pack. But
But Canada
That-
just dropping that top 2, killing Kuzan out of first place, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Wow.
top 2 can do. We'll guess Canada. A majority of them are Roys. I mean, we see 2
Yeah.
in top 2. We see Felix up there as well.
Okay.
That's a very
So I
tight
think it was
pack in top
Peoples
spots.
and someone else in top 2. I think Japan's last still, which is interesting. Kuzan decides to go for the coins. But the only thing about this track is you can't really like be conservative with your. You have to be conservative with your items because there's only 2 sets of items. So
Sets,
the
and
opportunity.
If like
catch up.
Kusan, and if like Kusan, you miss the second boxes, like you're going balls deep for this one. 2 boxes, and I mean, he might try to be sailing here because he's in 5th. We'll guess Canada has some presence in the top here, but we're gonna guess that Waluigi in first is Japan.
Yeah, he was able to get
Oh.
up there.
Yeah, 2-3 for Japan. If that's first, then that might be a big race for them.
Right, so Kuzan pulling off 4th. Japan definitely getting first. So we got a top
Yeah,
2,
that's a
4,
big race
9,
for Japan.
12.
They got the Canadian members out of there like real quick. They put in some work.
They got top 2, 4, 9, and 12, right? I missed one.
Yes.
Of course, I missed one.
9-12, very likely. If you're not sure on it, I can check it on the race screen, but
Yeah, I will as well. Because I missed one spot, that was my bad. It's kind of hard to go back and forth on a laptop because I'm mid-move to Rhode Island, so I have a very ratchet setup with my Alienware gaming laptop, but we're making it work.
no worries.
Alright, so
yes.
Twisted Mansion. Oh, so they got...
You're right on the results, by the way.
I missed one spot, though.
9-12. Yeah.
Wait a second, let me post the scores.
That is a. I cannot recall the logic on some of these track picks, but I'll guess that this has some drafting potential for the first straightaway.
It has drafting potential and it has bagging potential as well. I feel like most people don't even try to front run this course as often as they used to. People just, chill in the back for a bit. And I think we see Kuzan doing that now for fun, collecting all of his coins. And then we see someone from Canada doing a similar thing as well.
Got Saiyan in the back here, yeah.
Yeah.
I have quite no idea what might be going on the back of the pack here, but the acquiring of a shock, folks.
That could be pretty dope, especially for Canada. What is that build doing on the mini-map? Oh, it moved again. A little bit of lag there, but it's fine. It's to be expected sometimes.
Yeah. Recognize the me in first. Is one of their members goes by the name is. That is a choice, I suppose. And Japan is in first. Sunglasses Boy is on the run, and a Waluigi right behind him. So a top 2, but a blue shell going out for Canada. So maybe looking to dissect that top 2 with a fork. The pack is quite close here. So something happening on this lap 3. Shake up the spots here.
I think Kuzan's very well set up. He's going to chain a star, uses golden for the shortcut, and his item usage is probably the best you can do on one of these tracks, to be honest. He just kind of didn't use any
Japan, I think Japan's sitting pretty in top 4.
Unless Canada gets a shock here, I don't see too much changing towards the end of this race, but no one can know for sure.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Oh, there it is. How many dodge, though?
what we're hoping for. I think they just target shock top 4, but I don't know how easy it is. is going to be to overpass them.
Well, they're running over each other. Canada gets first. That is that's
Wipes
better than what it could have been.
Okay.
1, 3, 5, 8, 11, 12 for Canada.
Better than getting top forward. Canada pulling through with a. I mean, no one dodged, and to get 1, 3, 5 out of that is like actually pretty clean.
Yeah, that's a great race for Canada. If they didn't get that shock, it would have been, detrimental to the rest of the war. So, good on them.
I know he's going by Polar. He got first. I'm not sure who's using that name.
Well, we can refer back to Canada's
first.
lineup. So Canada's lineup is Felix, John, Mawile, Sayan, T-Pulse, Twonk. And we know Twonk is there, T-Pulse is there, Sayan is there. Felix is there, so it's John or Mawile, I think. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna, for the scores, I'm just gonna get a print screen here and add them up pretty quickly. And then we'll have a differential in a couple of minutes because I wasn't able to get the first race in time. So I'll go ahead and grab this. Yep, got the...
Lar is Teeps.
There we go, I got the print screen. Hopefully someone in the World Cup staff can add this up. If not, I will do it.
Canada getting a Sunshine Airport pick for Teeps, who is in first. That's a pretty good pick, especially for the positioning that the players are in at the start. Trying to get that first corner down without lacking too hard. We see Mawile creeping into first there, but he takes a fat L from the green belt.
He takes a very fat L at that green belt.
Did not want any of him right there.
I don't understand the obsession with Mr. Scooty recently. I feel like a lot of people in Canada are using it, but it's great for mini turbos, but it's just so light on mine.
Too focused on what's been going on with the meta, I guess. But I've seen a lot of baby players being used in time
I was gonna
trials.
say, I was wondering if you saw that.
A lot
people
about
discovered
mini
that.
turbo.
Yeah, the mini turbo stats people are discovering are much probably more useful on a lot of tracks than just pure speed stats because of the amount of turns.
Mr. Scooty's really good for that mini turbo. I'm guessing people just like to use it for the handling.
Yeah.
Whoever's using Scooty, I think it's a Roy and a Scooty, like whatever works for you.
Okay, so since the last race, Japan is up by 14 points, so it's still a close game.
That's interesting. So Scooty only loses 0.25 weight against standard bikes, so you're not really sacrificing a whole lot of weight. So you're getting that like crazy good handling with not much sacrifice of weight.
Right.
It might just be a strategy.
Yeah, it's a strategy, but I think going back to this race, I feel like Japan plays so aggressively because just a few seconds ago we see fire flowers being thrown by Kusan. Not only did he hit himself, but he nearly hit one of his teammates in front of him. So I think their gameplay is so offensive. Yeah.
Okay, but top two is absolutely gone. Want to take a guess that
yeah, that's a shock. So I think Canada was back there, and I guess.
You see the old man me, bro. That old man. That's Canada definitely. He's gonna creep into first here, and another shock doing quite well for Team Canada.
I think Japan gets mostly middle spots though, so it might not have been a winning race.
It's the 2 through 6 for Japan. 2 through 7. Oh, that is.
So that's
rough.
Unfortunate for Canada.
Able to find Teeps into first, but the entire cannot get anywhere. So it's a 2 through 7.
So that is a minus 22 race for Canada, sadly.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So Japan is up by 36 at the moment.
Okay. Lagging is gonna be a common theme we see from Canada over the match. Scenarios, but not as a consistent thing. So I'm hoping they're not going to at least rely on this for most of the match. Because they have potential but if they're not up there in numbers, then that's a bad match. Canadian number up there versus a pack of Japanese player, that's going to be It's gonna be quite the big oof.
Right, and I think that shock really didn't benefit Canada as much as it did Japan, honestly. But I guess
Pack, that's all it really did.
Right.
Okay, so we have a 36, 35 point lead for the Japanese team here.
Yep. So Japan gets that cheeky drafting track for their 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's already worked out well for Kuzan. Pillar holding his ground for Team Canada, yeah.
Corral this lead that Japan has, at least like shorten it a little bit or swing the momentum. That's really crucial for them because they've got to do it early. They just need to keep it close for now. I think that's the goal of this match. Keep it close and then strike when you can, but get too out of hand like we've seen in previous matches with Japan, like it can be a 700-point match.
Right. So Twonk getting that L as well from Kuzan. Japan's holding that top 4 at the moment. Again, if Canada doesn't get a shock, I can see how it might be hard to catch up this race, but we'll see.
I think, yeah, Kusan and Mona are chilling here in first. That's a pretty good lead for them, but I mean, we've seen a theme here. I think the lightning bolt might come into play eventually. I think that's Saiyan in last. I don't know if he disconnected. Or yeah, he's still chilling. He's using items. He's got some work to do possibly. Right. So it might be a bit detrimental for Japan's top 3. It is now. And fourth, he's battling some fire.
I was thinking Kuzan was right earlier, but there is a shock again.
Oh, yeah, that might be a statement here. We see a bullet coming through.
And
he's way back there. Up though, if he has mushrooms, he might be able to take the lead here. He has a star and reds and fire, and he's pulling through. He might be able to scratch
Kuzan
out first here, possibly.
Barely winning. I don't think so. Fireflowers as well. Again, that shock is Canada's savior. It was going to be a top 4 for Canada, but now it's 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Quite not much of a savior because again, they only have second and third there up front, except for maybe 2 people, but everyone else is kind of tanking in the back. Race for Japan. I mean, a plus 12, but still a winning race nonetheless. That's a point lead now.
It is. So they were up 36 last race, so they're up 48 now.
Yeah. That's big. Japan is a heavyweight squad. They've just got a lot of presence up front. Time lap 3 starts, you just got to get your guys out of the back and start like pushing forward. Rough. Wouldn't mind seeing some Animal Crossing here.
Right. So now we have Yoshi Valley. The stream is a bit pixely for me at the moment, but hopefully that sorts itself out soon. I think
clean for me.
Kuzan's our only streamer at the moment, but it seems fine now. So we're off with Yoshi Valley again. I feel like this is one of those tracks that can honestly go either way, depending on like how each team uses their items. It's not necessarily a front running track or a bagging track.
Japan is pretty familiar with this track. I'm not sure. Tell me a little bit about why Japan would pick this track?
Well, I think Japan, one of their players has the world record here. It's one of those baby tracks as well, so it might be a bit stronger for them.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I think Monar has the world record here. He's
Monar does.
This track is pretty rough to run, if I remember correctly, just because it's strangely very easy to catch up on because the item box placement, the second set of items, is placed so well that if you get the right item from there, or you get chained before the shock, like that's a clean run.
Right, and there's so many double boxes on this track too, so you can get so many items in such a short amount of time to be able to catch up as well.
Kusan is back here. There's 3 Roys chilling in first.
Yeah, there's 3 Roys in top 3, but I think 1 Roy might be Japan. I'm just not sure which Roy it is.
At least 1 is. Probably is Canada. So it's a very tight pack here going into lap 3. So you expect just what we were talking about with this track, is that second item set is going to be crucial. Monar holding a star, so that might indicate something. Maybe someone has
the shock.
Bolt here, possibly.
Who is that in last? Did they DC or are they bagging? I can't tell.
That's saying, and I think he's bagging.
It's bagging, yeah.
There's no shock coming, so we might guess that Canada might be holding... Oh, no, he has the bill.
Interesting.
Still a tight pack, so it might be in this last couple turns.
Well, sometimes even if you bag, the shock just doesn't appear in races, so maybe that was the case for Canada this time.
I think Japan might have just pulled top 5 here, folks. I think that Donkey Kong might be that's close, but that's still a really good race.
6, 8.
Oh boy. Might start powerhousing.
48 plus 34.
They're putting a lot of work there.
Japan is plus 82 overall after that race.
Canada might want to find new strategy. If their bagging's not working right now, they might want to turn the tables here, because fleeting for that. So we're 4 races through, or 5 races through.
Yep.
Need 2. Oh, exactly where they want to be, and if they get this track picked, that might be bad, because this is a good running track.
Yes, and they get it.
Gone.
And I know Japan is so good at this track too. They take the no item shortcut almost all 3 laps every time they play it. So I know some of their players can break away quite easily. Oh, I missed this one.
A big world record holder here, and so his team's going to be looking to back him as he tries to break off from the pack. Gonna try to roll here on TikTok clock.
Yep.
They've got a lot of presence in the front, and if they start out this first lap like that, then
I just don't really know a strategy for coming back on this track, honestly. It's just so hard to do. There's not that many shortcuts that are item reliant. So
now it might not happen without a shock or a blue. But we see, top 3 rolling through that shortcut, and they try to extend their lead. But I think that's Twonk. Twonk coming in clutch with a horn.
I think Twonk getting penalized for it straight after. I think that was that
John.
Was that a Canada red shell to Twonk? It seemed like almost Canada redded Twonk, which would be sad. But Felix redding
falling back here. Oh boy.
Kusan. And then Kusan getting wrecked by the physics of Mario Party Deluxe.
We do have the confidence, though, that Paize's still in first, and so it'll be about trying to get up there with him, because first is still a pretty good pull unless you get bottom 5.
I'm actually surprised Japan's even in bottom 2 at the moment, so...
And Kusan are on the run trying to catch up. He could use that bill, I guess. Paize is absolutely gone in first. I
think he has the world record at this track, doesn't he? Or I think he does.
Yeah, he definitely does. See why this would help, though, because he's going to be securing first for the Japanese squad, as the rest of the pack is going to try to... And that's a lucky bill!
That is a very lucky bill. Oh my goodness.
Probably going to pull it here, 8. But it's about the results at this point, because we have no idea what happened in the top, and that is still really good.
3, 5, 6, 8, 12. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 12.
Or Teeps at this point is the only one really up there in points. So we gotta get that. We gotta corral the rest of the lineup right now.
Okay, I can't forget to get the picture of the scores this time, so we can have an updated.
Hit that full screen.
score.
What does Canada go at this point? We're gonna guess either Dry Ruins or this.
Dolphin. Interesting. That could work, honestly.
Deadass said Dry Ruins.
Oh,
I'm outta here.
I think he's gonna pick Oh, is he just switching to Wario? Because sometimes what teams will do, if a team picks Dolphin Shoals, they'll strategically switch to the Streetle, just because the Streetle's so much faster underwater. So it's just kind of taking a risk, like hoping for your track pick and then picking a certain combo just to have an advantage there. So, but it's not Dolphin Shoals this time. Okay, print screen.
This is another track that Japan's very familiar with. You often see them picking this one for their front run push. So they're liking this. Jungle here. Eise's still in first. He might be looking to break away, but him in second. We see a lot of Japanese players up here trying to push and take the run.
Right. I've always found it so risky doing that super bounce strat at the first lap online, just because I feel like I personally get bumped a lot. But
Pack like Kusan was there, and like everyone is on your tail. I can see why that's a little nerve-wracking.
yeah, he's still able to do it. Yeah.
And
So
he finds himself at second at this point.
Yeah, this is a pretty good spot for Japan. After you get through like that crazy pack at the beginning and seeing them in top two, it's kind of like a comfortable feeling. So
I really like that team play right there. You see that? He moved to the right there so Peze could drop the bomb.
yeah, and I think they're
first.
aware of like the weird like online feature. Like if you throw a bomb back and you're too close to someone behind you, it won't even affect you at all. So I think they were
Yeah, so that was pretty nice.
And back bombs in this
Imagine
game,
first
honestly, for teams are so good.
Yeah, that's clean.
Yeah, 2 reds in first is pretty good. I don't know like
know
what he's
how
gonna
you're
do with them, but he
He
might
doesn't need
cycle
to
through
do them.
items here.
I don't see the need to. If anyone tries to pass him, he's just to take him out. I mean, he's got
Right.
2 reds, so even a banana won't be able to protect anyone from that. And I mean, they're absolutely gone now. So I think Kusan's plan here is to just run this. So Japan better hope they got a sound horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, sound horn comes through.
That's great
Very,
team play by
very-
Japan. That's
That is great, and they've got top 3 so far. Absolutely gone. We're not going to say it's in the back yet because a shot can come anytime. And
speaking of
he's
which,
top.
they're so far behind though. I'm not sure that it's going to be enough to catch up to top 3 at all. But
3's
who
going to
knows?
cruise here into first, second, and then third. Unless they got a bottom 3, Japan's still going to have this race as a plus category.
So that's a
Stand
top
corrected.
3, bottom
Top
3
three,
for
bottom
Japan.
three. So that if I remember correctly, that in fact is a losing race. Top 3, bottom 3.
So top 3.
Just not make it a losing race, and
That is a +4 race for Japan. So they barely won.
So that's interesting. It used to be in some game, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe MKWC or something. Or 5v5, I don't know.
And at least it's not first and bottom 5. We've seen that. So putting in work in the pack, but they still couldn't corral a winning race. Wonder how they're gonna bring this back. I mean, they've still got the tracks to do it. If it picks Wario Stadium here, it's gonna be probably 10 times more difficult to bring that back to a winning race for Canada. They've got the tracks and they've got the items. Maybe they can make a big swing, but that's got to happen now because I think it's race 7 or 8. 7, I think.
Race 8.
Race
Not
8 here.
too shabby. Oh man, this is one of my favorite online tracks to play. It's just so fun. I know it's a bagging track, but it's just the shortcuts are really fun to do, I think.
How's that gonna help the Canadians here? Let's talk a little bit about that because they've. Oh no, I see. What you're
Well,
talking about.
it should at least give the Canadians a chance. Like I say every time, bagging tracks aren't necessarily a confirmed good race for people who are in bottom spots. It's just people in bottom spots are given a chance to get good spots just based on item usage and somewhat a bit of luck. So if Canada's able to play this race well enough, then we could come back. But it seems like most of Japan's just running, which is kind of dangerous in my opinion. But I think a few of them in Japan are back there anyways, so we should have some.
New guy though here, Mawile. He's up in first. Out comes the blue shell though, so one of the Canadian members is going to be taking it here. Twonk and Mawile in top 2.
Hopefully they don't have
yourselves out
to.
for that.
Oh, I think they both might have gotten hit there. No, Mawile
Yeah,
was
no,
able
they
to come
they
out
both
of
got taken out in a matter of seconds, and so Japan's
Spacing is
cruising
so
here in top
important.
3. Canada, if Canada wants to utilize this track, they've got to use the okay.
They should use shock here. Yep, that's what I was thinking. So Dan got the shock again, which is great. And using it at the beginning of lap 3 is great.
He's taking care of
That's
Kusan
set.
too.
So Kuzan most definitely is not going to get a good spot now. But what's that, Kevin?
Point. This race is a toss-up for team position. We've got, I think, 2 Canadians back here, and Kusan missing a box. So yeah, he's guaranteed last. We'll guess. Happens up on top because that was a mess.
That was indeed a mess. Canada gets top
Red
2,
one.
5, 7, 9, 12.
And not by too much, but that still can swing the momentum for them just a bit.
So that is a plus 10 race for Canada. So that means Japan is only leading by 86 now, I think.
Folks, we got this. So 4 races remain in this match.
4 races
See-
remain, and it is possible for Japan to win still, mathematically. So
Right now, you just can't allow a big race from Japan because one big race will probably make it mathematically impossible. I mean, especially if it happens right here. If it's like a top 5 from Japan, then that's trouble.
that's true, but I believe Canada's very good at Mount Wario, and this is the perfect opportunity for them to show off their running skills because they have decent spots now. So if it picks their track, that should be good for them. But it looks like it's going to be Dolphin Shoals,
but-
sadly.
Dolphin Shoals, it's still possible. I mean, Mario Kart
still
IQ
possible.
of 500, you can make something happen on Dolphin Shoals. For a bit of backing, not necessarily intentionally, but if you end up getting the bill here, I know there's a good half of the track you can cut off by using the bill. I think from this first set to the end of the eel thing. Like if you get the bill, you wanna take as much advantage as possible of it.
So I think
In top 2.
Sorry, let's go back to this. Yeah, so we see Kuzan just chilling with his nice street on Dolphin Shoals in first, which is pretty
Carry
nice.
that eel, bro. You got like 3 spots for that. To run. I know it's very possible to run this track. I mean,
I
eel
honestly
right.
prefer running this track to anything else. It's a really nice running track in my opinion.
His Dolphin Shoals IQ is through the roof. He knows what he's doing. He's getting the clips on the edge of those ranches.
His Dolphin IQ.
Yeah, but right here doing this eel right, as you can see, like if he gets at least 6 tricks on that thing, he's gone. Because when you chain tricks like that, like it's a constant speed boost from the trick. So
Right.
ahead. He's got a fat lead here. Second, Donkey Kong is Peze, so Peze is for Kusan here.
But we
Kusan trying to
might
get that fat W.
potentially see another shock from Canada just from sandbagging every race. So if Canada has a bill and a shock,
It might look like a
could-
shot coming.
do some work for them.
Where would they use the shock though? What do you think about
I think
that?
they would have used it already if they had it. I think. So maybe we don't have a shock
Over
for
that gap.
Canada.
Oh,
But Kuzan's just so far ahead now. It's not looking good.
I imagine it being used right here. This last turn is pretty good, especially for trading items. And
But
here
as
come
a
the
late shock,
Canadians.
though, unfortunately. But hopefully Canada can get.
Might be
Spots
might be
behind first.
Canada, especially that bill coming too. Mario play this match. I don't know where he came from, but oh no, never mind.
So that's top 4, bottom 2 for Japan. Okay.
I guess what's his name has switched to Metal Mario, so he kind of threw us off guard there. What Canada was not looking for, a big race, and so now it's a what is it?
So they were plus 86 before that, and they just got a plus 16 race. 86.
Okay.
It's 102 plus 102 overall for Japan.
So I mean, something we haven't seen yet is a huge Canada race. You know, top 4, top 5. But I mean, to see it, there's no better time than now, because they've got to get some plus 30, plus 40 races here. Could do it, especially with the items they've been using. So really good track for getting the shock on, and if they can place the shock just right on that S bend up there, like that's a really good place to like shock Japan after boxes if they're up in the front. 3. Got a roll on this track, I think, though.
All right. So I think the world record combo on this track is weird. It's like wiggler, rollers, like that stuff. But the characters like Rosalina or Link. But I forget why we'll use that. That's pretty cool, I think.
I mean, any like good handling can suffice on this track if you're running. Like the number one thing most of these players are going to look to do here. I mean, you usually drive the first 2 laps lazily, unless you really intend on running it, and then you kind of get into gear lap 3. Just see like half the pack is in the back.
So I think if Canada gets shocked, they have a decent chance to have a big race, like you were saying earlier, because I think they have been using their shocks like decently when they've gotten it. So we already see one lap 2, and it was a Canada shocks, I think, because we see Felix coming up in this bill in the bill spot, and the bill spot in this track is just so good and so crucial for doing well, I think.
Yeah, this is another one of those tracks with like a very broken bill where it can cut off at least half the track. Really wasn't terrible, I guess, if they're banking on getting another.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like
they must be planning on getting a second one.
40 seconds in the race isn't awful. See, though, is the sunglasses me, little baby me, bro. He's in the back. He might have some plans. So something needs to happen quick. This is in first. You see that devil me, bro, up in first? He might be trying to hold on to that, but it doesn't look very likely since there are mushrooms coming from everyone. And yeah, he got hit.
Second shot coming either.
A big race for Japan. I think Felix was the only one up there. The results, yeah.
1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 for Japan. Wow.
I think mathematically that may have just closed it up there because it's 420 to 318.
Yeah, that's plus 16 race for Japan. So they're up by 118. And I think that makes it mathematically impossible for Canada to come back now, sadly. But maybe we can see, Canada make it closer than what it could be. But
tell me really quick. So if Canada loses this match, what does that mean for them in the World Cup? Are they knocked out, or are they losers bracket, or
really quickly? Sorry, let me go to the group for Canada. I should have this ready already, but so the Group B consists of Canada, Catalonia, Japan, and Luxembourg. And if my memory serves me correctly, Japan and Canada were top 2 regardless of this match. So both Japan and Canada will be continuing to the knockout stages.
Okay.
And Luxembourg and Catalonia are knocked out. I believe so. Yeah. So this determines like who plays who in the knockout stages.
We can take a look at the bracket at the end of this match. We can throw it up on the screen and see what that means for.
Yeah, I think we have the bracket actually. Yeah. So.
I think USA and France are going to be the receivers of either of these teams, and I mean, I'm guessing one team is rooting for another one to win because I don't think either of those teams are really. I mean, it may be likely to get a win. I mean, I know France is probably, in my opinion, the second strongest team here in the World Cup. They can probably put up a fight.
Right.
Japan coming into this bracket stage really strong. So
I'm just concerned France's I feel like France's team is just like I'm not sure like what their relationships are like. It just seems like a bunch of random really good players. So I'm not sure like if they have sort of that like team chemistry factor that Japan has, as we see here.
Yeah.
But
I think France has a lot of chemistry backing them, fortunately. So take a look at that after the match here. 11, right? We're on Grumble Volcano.
Race 11, yeah, Grumble Volcano. Kuzan.
So at this,
just chilling in third.
look at Mawile there, bro. He's beasting it up. Missing that green shell. He's trying to pull up into the pack here.
Ooh.
He got Monar there, but he's gonna be paying for it since he didn't have any defense for that red shell. But I like this kid. He's got a lot of potential here.
Yeah, I know. He's not been playing the game for that long, and it's just so cool to see such a new player, dive into the community with such like success. It's good to see that people can start playing.
And you're being thrown on the Canadian national team. Like that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Coming in for Canada, so I mean we got some people to back up Mawile in the top spots here. I'm guessing Canada probably is thinking they could have had that presence earlier.
Right.
And we were talking about at the beginning of the match how having figuring out. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good race. But figuring out how Mawile and Kwonk can provide to that team, because we know John and we know Saiyan and we know Teeps are really good, but seeing these new players, I mean, we just saw.
All things considered, this is probably the most competitive match for Japan, because the other two matches they played, first Luxembourg, it was 704 to 280 as the final score, and for Catalonia it was 692 to 292. And at this point, Japan's only winning by 92 points, so it's quite a smaller point differential than I think Japan is used to, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I watched some of the Team Luxembourg, and I think, they're one of the weaker seeds, and they're less familiar with a World Cup atmosphere, so that kind of helped Japan a lot. I mean, they were the better team, and they kind of rolled over them. I guess this is the first matchup where Japan's playing against some veteran players, returning players. I think
I thought we were going to see. No, we have not played Mount Warrior, but this is great for Team Canada, since they're top 3, I think 5, 6 or something. And I think a lot of them really like this track, so maybe we'll see a fun, good last race.
This was the one that disconnected.
Yes, yeah, this is the one that DC'd, so it doesn't count, so it's still good to pick.
I mean, currently, what's the point swing? 90 something?
Yeah, Japan's plus 92 after Canada's last Grumble Volcano race.
I mean,
I think it's 420 to 318 overall.
Yeah, we'll figure that out eventually.
Oh wait, it's not. Just kidding. Keep going.
That's a low score for the last race, but
Yeah.
he looks up there in first. He's got some business to do. He's got some names to, but the rest of the Canadian squad seems to be back here, so get everyone up there. I think Canada's goal coming up here, I mean, since they're going to be playing in the bracket and they're either going to be facing the United States or France,
Right.
is to just get everyone up in the front when they can. Is a lot of like, 2, 3 or like top 2 and then like bottom 4
Exactly. Yeah.
showing up at different times. And when you have that, you never know what you're going to get. And if no one shows up, you've got a really bad race. And I mean, I think it was a good test against like really the best team coming into the bracket stage.
Exactly.
This match will be some like hindsight for the next few. But I think like right now they've got some good presence here, I think, unless Japan has top 2.
I can't tell. I know Paige is in first, I think. But other than that, it was the Canada presence in the middle pack. So that is a top 2, 5, 6, 10, 12. Yeah. Okay.
Because they didn't dead out bag that race. They had presence there, and instead of having like top 4, top 5, like, because what was that?
Oh, I
Plus
typed
10
it
for
out.
Japan. So that's terrible. I mean, I think Canada just needs to focus on like a little more, because I think that was like, I guess, kind of an effort to try to like head some other way with the shocks, but that didn't like consistently show up for them. So, I mean,
I think they went into it just thinking they needed shock to win, and one of their players was just, pretty much guaranteed the bottom spot every race just to get the shock. So I'm not sure how effective that is for them just trying to have a chance against Japan. I'm not sure if it would have just been better if that person ran, but I mean, to be fair, Japan averaged a winning race of less than 10 every race, so all things considered, that's actually not super, bad for Canada.
I guess those big blowout races probably were the difference there if they weren't averaging that big of a deficit.
Right.
Do we want to pull the bracket up on the stream if we're still up, so we can take a look at like what that means for the next stages? Because I mean, people are saying that we'll be facing off next.
So I think we have a picture of
Go look at that really quick.
in the it's like the stream host resources channel for you, Kevin.
It's in the stream host resources. So let's see. I think USA will be playing Canada and Germany will be playing Japan. I'm correct in guessing that, because I know Mark in the chat's talking about who we'll be facing. It's gonna be a really interesting, like, next couple stages for the bracket. I mean,
yes,
Japan. So Japan and Germany will be playing.
Yes,
he's right. Germany always plays against Japan early.
Here, I'm gonna give. So I think we're gonna get Teeples and John and Sayan in for an interview, just to talk about the match for a bit and see what
job
their thoughts
interview.
are.
What the heck?
Sorry, not job interview. Just an interview.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're able to join. Nice.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. So we have
How feeling?
Teeples, Sayan, and John here, who all 3 played in the match against Japan. And I think we're just going to discuss what happened, what we just saw, and what their thought process was going through the war, and how they felt about it. So if one of you guys just wants to like kind of give me a rundown of what you think of what happened and how you feel about the war and moving forward into the knockout stages.
The war was definitely, we had definitely had a different play style compared to the first 2.
Saiyan was in the back. He was getting a lot of body checks in on the opponents, so that was really nice. He was able to help us out a lot, especially me. I was able to be on the power play. Got a lot of power play minutes there, so that was nice. The Grumble Volcano race was really good. Saiyan got a really crucial check in there and was able to dodge a lot of us. And then we got like top 2, 5, 6, and then we wanted to build off the momentum. So Tuan kind of dropped the mitts with the one Japanese guy, so they were both in the penalty box for the last race, and it was pretty nice. But yeah, we definitely tried to. We had a lot better communication this war than the first two, so we're feeling pretty good right now overall.
And I think
What's that, like,
because
Cody?
we were playing Team Japan, like we had a lot more motivation to like really try to keep the war close and like really give them competition. And I feel like we played really well as a team.
I know that
Yeah,
seems
that's
weird
awesome.
because we lost by 100, but like we definitely played better than we did the other two
Well,
wars.
yeah, and all
though the
things
result was
considered,
way different.
going against Japan, like a plus 100 isn't terrible. I mean, you guys given them the most competition they've had all World Cup, and I think your play style
100
is
for the
this
first
war's-
time in 7
Yeah.
World Cups. So.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, Japan's running game is really solid. They're really smart with the items too. So like, for example, on Grumble Volcano, I have to give them a lot of credit for all the little things they do. On Grumble Volcano, the guy in first, he had nothing, and the guy in second had one item, and I was in third. And the guy in first purposely took the single, so the guy in second could take the double, so it wouldn't respawn for me. Whereas if first took it, it would have respawned for me. So that forced me to get a single item. So like just little stuff like that, they were doing all war. So like they just play really smart, and they've got a good running game. That one guy who MVP, that guy's actually a beast. I don't know who, like I don't know
That's,
their actual names, but
That's Peze, I believe.
Peze,
Huge.
yeah, that guy's huge. So
Well, that's the same guy
yeah.
who scored 180 versus Luxembourg as well.
is he?
So,
Yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
actually a tank. So
Yeah, on
But, yeah.
TikTok clock, when he was running in first the entire race, like, I'm pretty sure midway through lap 2, all the way until the end of the race, I pulled nothing but red shells. I couldn't hit him.
Yeah,
I
I
kid
think
you
he
not, I
has-
could not hit him.
I think he has the world record there as well. That's one
yeah,
of his.
he made some. He
I
probably
blinked on
made
TikTok
some big brain
because they had,
stuff.
like,
and-
He had like a
Cool.
30-second lead, and so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they
But,
just
like, backing the
they definitely outran us really hard, and they're really good. They're
Mhm.
smart too, which is what makes it really.
Yep.
I think that's like what makes them, because other teams have really good like running game as well, but like just the little things, like I said, that box situation on Grumble, they just consistently do stuff like that, and I think that's what's like made them win the last, like all the World Cups so far, is like they just have that little edge I find.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they play so much too.
how do you guys feel going into the knockout round now? I
We
think
could
you
beat
guys.
USA. Easy.
Yeah, USA.
Saying
Well-
don't act like Tyler.
Well,
No,
I think we're gonna
I'm,
play
Well,
excited.
I
I'm
mean-
honestly
Coach
excited
Felix
to
is
play you.
benching me. Coach Felix is benching me, so I can say what I want.
I'm actually really excited to play USA. We're definitely like the underdogs, and it's going to be really hard. But I like playing. I prefer playing like the top-rated teams, to be honest. So, and I think the majority of us do too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Considering we've gotten like what most people would consider to be like we got nerfed with losing like Tyler and Sergeant Guy. Like, I think we've still proven that like we're not like a tier 3 team or anything. Like we're still able to contend with the top teams, at least to a certain extent. And I think our motivation to like really push towards giving the opposing team like good competition, if we're playing a team that's like really strong compared to us, it's gonna help push us forward in the bracket stage. So I'm really pumped for the bracket stage. See what we can do.
You guys
Yeah,
have the
I mean-
capability to give everyone like a really hard time. I think that's like a quality in your team that I'm noticing. Like, 'cause there were some races in that match where you guys were like wreaking havoc, and you could tell like happen. Like Canada can make some big plays, especially on the United States coming up here.
Yeah, I'm excited for the bracket stage too, because like we're obviously like one of the underdog teams in the bracket. Like that's just how it is. So I feel like we don't really have anything to lose. So I feel like we can just go all out and try to make an upset or two. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be really fun.
Cool. Well, that's awesome, guys. Do you have anything else to add before we drop the mic here and end the stream?
Shout out to Corrupt for being the official water boy and keeping scores. I gotta give him credit for that.
Water boy.
Oh, and also I'd like to give a shout out to my man Vox, who was able to come in clutch today and be our main stream host. So thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Huge player.
We appreciate
Shout outs
it.
to Coach Mark too.
Yeah, Claude Julian
giving us
giving
the
us
plays.
giving us the breakdown, telling us to smarten up after D3 jungle. I liked it.
Oh yeah, also
Smart
shout out to
enough,
Saiyan for avoiding the 39 bomb.
Oh yeah, well, I
You still avoided it. It doesn't matter.
well, I mean, yeah, I was playing like Tai Domi.
Well, I think if that's it, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. So thank you guys for coming in to talk a bit about the match, and thanks for everyone for watching. And we will see you soon with
Work
some
out there,
knockout
boys.
stages. Yeah, good work, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, later.
Peace.
It'll be bad.